guys. How's it going, guys and gals?
I hit the button, guys.
Yeah.
We're streaming now.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Pints and Pistons.
We're a beard short tonight. We're one of us couldn't make it, so we went top tier rules.
Yep.
Usual.
Sorry, I forgot about the light.
That's fine.
So Ford's having to do Takata recalls on Takata recalls.
Again?
Well, because some of the dealerships in Texas didn't actually do the recalls, and so yeah, people still have some claymores in their steering wheels.
You know how many times a week we get a fucking thing in the mail about that? We did the driver's side, I think. Yeah, we did the driver's side. We haven't done the passenger side, and they are very upset that we haven't done the passenger side. But I like to live my life
A little dangerously.
dangerously.
To live on the edge a little bit.
Yeah. I'm like, at least I know the driver will be okay. But like, come on, you want to ride shotgun? Literally, you want to ride a shotgun?
See,
No,
it's
Claymore.
like we have
This side towards enemy.
we have a recall that we've had. We're on the third version of this recall in the sense of there was a recall, and then there was a hey, double check it recall because we don't think the techs were actually doing them, and then there's now a third double check
Because we know the text didn't
because
do
we
it.
know the techs didn't do some of them, and we're now scared that they didn't do the recheck. So there's literally 3 recalls on this one problem for a vehicle for the manufacturer that I work for.
Wow.
That's nice.
And then we've got a double check recall on another recall where we had to replace engines, and then they want the cars to come back in and have the high pressure fuel lines checked to make sure they were tightened correctly.
Oh, for DI setup?
Yeah.
Oh, that
That's-
sounds lovely.
Oh yeah, that's it's not like this is a giant fire waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Well, the manufacturer I work for, I mean, they've got a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
mean-
fire-related recalls recently.
Yeah, well,
the unnamed manufacturer that I work for.
Yeah, well, I had a car one time that had a recall because of a potential fire issue, and it never did get resolved.
Yeah.
I never did get the part.
Mm-hmm.
It was a brake pressure switch on my '95 Lincoln Mark 8.
Yep.
And they basically just the recall. We don't have parts now, but come on in. So they disconnected it, so they were on my cruise control.
Yeah.
And yeah, I never did get a notice that hey, we finally have parts.
We have.
Don't park it in your garage.
We have a few models out there that people have been sent notices that yes, there is a recall for your car. It is a fire hazard recall. Don't park your car in your garage.
Yeah.
Parts are coming. Those notices went out 2 years ago.
And then, but also it's park your car inside because
It could get stolen.
Yeah, we get.
Don't say that one. They'll figure out which one we're talking about.
And then there was another recall about some
I had
accident.
to get my car keys.
And there's another. Then there was another recall about some axle bolts. I think it was Toyota. I think it was full-size Toyota trucks are getting recalled because some axle nuts or bolts might come loose and shit might break.
Yeah. So what actual nut was
Mike!
that? Mike, hey.
Are you home?
Mike!
I don't. As of yesterday, he was still in the other place with a not nice view for the price. I mean,
No windows?
Really expensive hotel.
yeah. Yeah. Hopefully you're feeling better.
So did you have private accommodations or were you stuck down with the peasants?
I think most places are stuck down with the peasants no matter what.
Not Shan's.
Well, sorry, you're not fancy like that.
Still in the hospital, taking my gallbladder out.
Ooh.
Been there, done that, buddy. Been there, done that.
Gonna say
He says he's in private
hey.
now.
That's
Hey,
even
you
better.
get the luxury accommodations.
Yeah, that's...
Gonna say from now on you gotta be careful. What you eat, you'll shit soon. Set a timer every 15 minutes. You'll shit right after that.
It depends. My biggest thing was I don't have heartburn. I had mine out in '98. After that, I don't have heartburn.
Really?
Ever.
That's
The
weird.
closest I come is if I eat anything really acidic, so basically any Italian food with lots of red sauce, for the next 6 hours I just burp a lot.
Yeah.
Like more than my normal burps. Like I burp a lot.
Ugh. Ooh. Hey, there's that kicking Cajun chicken sandwich. That thing was good.
Sounds like it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was better sound than that thing that came out of you earlier.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
same here, Adolf. I'm all numbers matching right now.
Yeah.
Stock is stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. I did have some likeness added. I've got teeth out. I guess that counts.
You got some rotten bones taken out of your skull?
I had some rotten bones removed from my skull. It was great.
Oh, man.
I'll tell you what, ever since I've had those done, I do feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like a little bit better from after having those taken out.
Well, not even that. Even having my root canals, just even with that, like the pressure inside, like my head.
That,
It's
yeah.
like-
I don't have the pressure in my
Mhm.
skull anymore.
Yeah, that was. Oof. Yeah,
I
that
do.
was-
My teeth are still settling though.
Oh yeah.
That's been really
because,
weird.
Yeah, because it's
Let-
gone, so they're
as
still
they've been
moving.
around.
Oh,
on
I've got a
their
couple
own.
that have moved here since I had the crown done. Since that one tooth broke and they did the crown on it. Like
Mhm.
this side, I've got one that's now sort of opened up a little bit on one side and it's tightened up on the other side.
Mhm.
It's just weird. I only notice it. Like I don't notice it like biting or anything. I only notice it when I floss.
Yeah.
It's like okay,
My
that
one
got
front
tighter.
tooth is finally starting to
Yeah.
straighten back out.
It's amazing what happens when shit like that moves. Ugh.
Pints and Pistons,
Yeah.
a car show.
Sort of.
Yeah. So there is one thing. It's a sad thing that I want to talk about. We did have someone that we knew passed away last weekend, and at actually doing something that he loved so much. A guy that we got to meet. Well, me and Sabrina got to meet him at the Half Mile Shootout, and our friend Chris introduced us to him. Joe Busey, and he was a big DSM guy. He had, I think, the fastest front wheel drive DSM, and he had a 1G Eclipse, and at Streetcar Takeover in Bradenton.
Mhm.
He sadly ended up passing away there. Not from a crash. He won his entire
Won his class.
was pushing his car to the winner's circle and had a massive heart attack.
Oh shit.
And yeah, so his brother announced it on his Facebook, and that super nice guy. I mean, this guy was amazing. We sat and talked. It was the one when it started downpouring and all that, so we had the tent, and it was downpouring. You couldn't really go anywhere, so he came over and we sat underneath our tent and talked for 2 hours. And that one of the original subscribers and followers to Pints and Pistons. I think he was in like the first 50.
Yeah.
And that, and yeah, he would check in on the show every once in a while. And that, but yeah, really, really nice guy. Everybody that ever met him loved him, and I feel bad for his family and friends. And the racing community is definitely gonna miss him because he was a damn good guy. So. Yeah. But it's one of those. The good thing to think of. He had the biggest smile on his face though at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had just won
his
class,
Yeah.
and he was he got a big old trophy. So.
I mean, hell, go out on a high note.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
true.
So, Joe, to you. So.
I don't have a beer.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
But yeah. So. Back to fun-hearted stuff. I just wanted to get that out and say that. So, we need a beer.
I think it's about time for a beer.
All right, whose am I doing first?
I don't care.
Okay. Talk amongst yourselves.
We will.
Had a good car spot today.
Really.
On actually leaving work right before I came over here, right there in Crystal River, white, right-hand drive, Toyota Super Turbo, heavily modded, clean, super nice, like
Ooh.
really nice. I didn't catch. I couldn't tell you the specific year, but it was a
Fourth Mark IV.
Mark IV. Yeah. Super nice, and it sounded good.
That's cool.
I haven't really spotted much else.
That black 34 GT25T that I did the short video on, I saw it up at the one place right up here.
Yeah.
I saw it sitting there. But yeah, not a whole lot of scar spots this time out.
Sorry, I was gossiping with the girls.
Mine's in the drawer.
Drawer? Okay.
Yeah. Oop. I got a Swamp Head Special Brew this time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one from Cigar City. I had to go through the list. I had to almost non-mail car Jeep. Yeah, Two Legs at Two Legs Shop. He's had one that's come in on a few occasions that he's done work on. He said it was weird driving it because it's not like an imported right-hand drive. It was just a right-hand drive. And for a while, you could actually buy right-hand drive Subaru wagons here in the U.S. for mail delivery.
You can also get Jeep Cherokees on
Yeah.
in that setup.
Yeah, early 2000s, there was one that was used to ripping up and down on Croft all the time.
I figure we'll do yours last because it's a higher.
Okay.
I mean, it's not that much higher, but it's a higher one. So what were your car spots? Sorry.
I
Really?
saw a really nice modded JDM 4th Gen Supra in Crystal River today.
So what I found today is Cigar City Brewing's Margarita Ghost, refreshingly tart. Tropical influence meets innovative brewing in this tart margarita-inspired ale. Effervescent on the palate, our Margarita Ghost utilizes orange peel, lime, and salt to create a zesty, light body and entirely unique beer experience.
Ooh, I am going to tell you, I am probably going to absolutely love this because you know my taste in salt beers.
Yes.
Like the Modelo's salt and lime. Oh, I can drink those.
You know,
like
I have yet to
crazy.
have a Modelo.
Really? Like a regular plain Modelo?
I have not had any of them.
Oh, that's good. One of my
I
favorites
like
is.
the pour.
Yeah, I fucked up the board. No, we had a couple good car spots on the way to Ocala. To
Yeah, we
MPD.
did. We saw
that
the-
clown shoot. Well, you
Yeah.
got the tail end of it, but
And the IS300.
IS300 and then just smoked
Ooh.
headlights. Fucking S197.
That S197 with the headlights. It was like, how does he see at night? He doesn't.
It had cataracts on it,
Strong
looking.
lime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Well,
that's
the weather is starting to get a little hotter and a little more humid, so
Yeah.
I think
It's
this
time
is
for summer beers.
Oh, okay. I can already tell I'm gonna love this. So
Cheers, kids.
Cheers.
love it.
Ooh,
Salt and lime
love
for
it.
sure.
Oh,
Love
wow.
it. Absolutely love it.
The foam is pure salt.
Yep. That
The
is
rim of the salted rim of
that.
the glass.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I
That's
love that
not
so
bad.
much.
I didn't
I'm
think
okay
I was
with-
going to like that, but I like that a lot.
I'm okay. I wish I'd gotten a little bit colder. Should have thrown it in the freezer for a little while.
Oh,
Because
sorry.
it was warm on the shelf when I
Oh,
bought it.
oh, okay,
And then it
yeah.
rode in the car with me back up here and for lunch and everything else. So
Mhm.
I only spent a little bit of time in the fridge.
That's like a lime candy.
Yep.
Kinda.
Instead of a lemon head, it's like a lime head.
Yeah, it's definitely tart. Little on the dry side, but not crazy dry.
Most
not getting that.
most of the salt lime ones like that do have a like drier finish, but it's because of like the salt. It's
Yeah.
like that dryness of that. But no, that's fantastic.
It's not dry to me, but it is. The salt is just making me thirsty again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it makes you
Like
want to have
every
another
drink, I
yeah.
want to go in for another one.
Exactly.
Yeah, I am totally okay with this one.
Oh yeah,
Once again, Cigar City. Job
nailing
done.
it.
God damn, that is. And yeah, it's exactly like the Modelo's one, and it's almost like the shoot, what was that Dogfish Head, the sea quench,
Yeah.
and that was a salt lager too. That's good. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, I'm just taking it. It's easier to update the list while I'm thinking about it
yeah,
and do it
while you're
later.
Thinking about it. So yeah, when we went to NPD the other day, we had a couple good car spots. There was a silver clown shoe, BMW Z3 Coupe, and that. So,
It was a wide body. I think it was an M.
yeah, no, it was. It had the M badge on the back. It
Nice.
was. Ooh, I love those clown shoes. Those things
Those are cool.
I love them. I love the way
It's a better Miata.
Oh yeah, with
Well-
more room in the back.
It's a straight six 2-door coupe. It's a better Supra.
That too.
But also, you can put stuff in the back of it because it's
Oh yeah, for sure.
it's hatchback. It's a practical Miata
Right.
where you can actually go grocery shopping for more than a gallon of milk. Silver IS 300. That was actually in decent shape.
Yeah, it looked pretty decent,
Uh,
especially compared to the
to the
S197.
S197 GT that was in front of it that was missing half its bumper, and the headlights looked like a 17-year-old dog's eyes.
Like they were just
Milked over.
It's
completely.
like-
No,
it's
it
like-
looked like the head that was on this beer.
Yeah.
It's like, how the hell is he at night? He
doesn't.
He doesn't.
I have no idea how any light transfers through those lenses. Like nothing can pass through that, and the
They're not lenses. They're just,
diffusers.
They're diffusers.
Yeah.
They glow.
But,
It's like like the light diffusers I used to buy.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
studio lighting for the garage.
Yes.
That's what it was.
But the thing was, is also the fog lights were like that too in the grill.
Like all of
and
it was like that.
I no idea how why.
So the
how.
headlights on my dad's truck are like that. And after doing the Cerakote kit on the Altima, I don't think it'll do the truck lights, but I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
Because it's $17.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like
You could get all the different sandpapers, and then
and I could
properly-
wet sand them out, and I could get some 2K clear, and I could do it for a whole lot less than $17 and a whole lot less time. If I had talent.
That was one of the comments on the video, and then someone did that, and yeah.
Oh, like the one dude that was making the comments on the battery terminal
Yeah.
video.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this was on the YouTube Shorts of the short one that I did on the Ultimate Headlights.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, so I was like, no, I'm just gonna take my own advice on this one.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, just leave that. And I saw that comment pop up, and I'm like, it's Brian. Just leave it, Brian. And he did. He left it. I was like, okay, good.
Well, it's like the one guy that was commenting on the battery terminal video. Maybe, just do this, this, and this.
Oh,
you
you're gonna-
coming by?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You coming by to help?
You gonna bring some tools?
You bringing tools?
yeah.
All right, then shut up.
Because trust me,
You're not coming by, so shut up.
just so everybody knows, we know that wasn't the proper way to fix that battery terminal. We know that it looks like shit, but it's working, and we didn't want to spend $300 on it.
For a part we could not find.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, yeah, that we
It's-
could not
it's
find, but if we
discontinued.
did find it, we'd have to replace the entire fucking.
The cheap, I looked it up,
line.
and the absolute cheapest price I found on that part, if it were available, was $235 plus shipping.
Right.
That
and
was
then
the
you got to replace the entire power side of that harness.
Yeah,
And
that's what it
wasn't
was.
just- It
But that's
wasn't
what it
just
wa-
like a tiny little piece that just went from there to the start. It was a
The whole harness.
like
Yes.
20 feet of fucking
Some
no.
of it went down to the transmission, some of it went up to the maxi fuse panel, some of it went down to the
Yeah,
starter, another
yeah,
went down to
so,
the alternator.
uh,
It went all over the place.
Yep.
Our thing is ugly,
But it works.
Yes.
That's all I care about. Because the only serviceable part on that entire thing was the fucking boot.
Yeah, that's the only part you can buy. And the
Like,
fuses.
really?
And the fuses.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the fuses. Which, those fuses are still $50 fucking dollars.
I know. Yeah, that was nuts.
But yeah, it's like...
All because of a leaking battery post.
Mm-hmm. And that thing was... That was an event that
Yeah, like I
did
said,
not
I had-
see happening. Like,
Yeah, I had the one on mine go wonky, and luckily I caught it in time.
apparently that is a big thing on, like, the 10 to 14 S197s, like, from where the battery's positioned, and I guess just because they also have those covers on them, just...
Once fumes start leaking out of that post, there's nowhere
where
for them
it
to go because
it
they're
can't
all
even
trapped under
just
that
go.
cover, and it just
yeah, and I mean, I've seen so many
The
things
05 to 09s did it too. Mine was really bad.
yeah,
when I
mine was
got
bad. Like if you look at my positive terminal, like the lip that comes off the bottom of it, mine's gone
it. Yeah.
from corrosion. But look, I caught mine in time
yeah,
and caught it while my battery was still fully warranted.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
you know,
also
it's
your positive is probably totally different than
Oh
that
yeah,
fucking
mine's easy.
yeah. Yours is a regular, universal fucking thing.
Yeah, mine's not $300 at a dealership.
yeah. No, it was absolutely crazy. And
Yours is the same way.
No, because I can fix mine without spending $300 at a dealership.
Your positive terminal?
Yeah.
If is it the same as the GTs? Or is it different? Because
It might be a little bit different. I don't
It
have
may-
I don't have weird shit hanging off mine.
oh well, yeah, ours doesn't have the fuses and stuff.
Yeah,
But ours is still that whole power harness.
yeah. But like I said, I can fix it.
Yeah.
I can fix it properly without.
yeah.
And like I said, had they not crimped one wire on her harness, we could have fixed it easily without doing all that. But no,
Mm-hmm.
quality is
that-
job 47.
That was something else. So, before we move on, also one other couple car spots. While we were at NPD, there was a really nice 78 to 81 Camaro Z28 on a trailer in the parking lot. That they were getting a new deck lid for. It was
a business truck, and it literally said Mike's Stump Grinding.
Well, when we pulled in, Brian saw stump grinding. He's like, "That's awesome."
Again, I'm not sure if I should be aroused or offended. It still confuses me.
We get out of the car, and he turns around, and he starts laughing. And I'm like, "Oh, God, what is it?" And I turn around and look. It's Mike's stump grinding. It was great.
And right when I noticed that they were getting ready to leave, and it was like, God damn it, we should have got a picture with that.
As soon as we walked into the lobby, because, they always have cars, and there's usually 6 cars in the lobby. To the right, there was a turbo Trans Am, so it's 6.
No, it wasn't. It was a 6.6 liter.
It was?
Yeah,
okay.
But it was still 78.
78 to 81.
Gold, 6.6 liter with stupid low miles on it.
There was a GTO behind that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 67, I think.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't tell what was behind that. There was something else behind that. Then on the other side, we had the 300 millionth Ford
built.
Oh wow!
Which was a 04 anniversary edition Mustang GT.
Yeah, 40th anniversary Mustang GT convertible.
The one with
nice.
No, it was a coupe.
Convertible, tan top.
Yes, tan top. Okay. But it was the one that's that crimson red with the gold stripes, with the gold wheels, automatic, less than 1,000 miles, still titled to Ford.
Oh wow.
Yep. And then behind that was my favorite, which is my dream car. It was a 79 pace car that only had 54 miles on it.
Still
Original tires. Yeah.
And had the white covers on the Marshall lamps.
Yeah.
Oh god, it was beautiful. All the paperwork and everything like that in the back of it, all the stuff you got from the dealership. I think there was even a jacket that was in there too.
There was all kinds of stuff.
And then behind that was a F100, I think Ranger camper special with a camper shell on the back of it.
Nice.
Yeah, full dual tank, like it was rad.
That thing looked freaking awesome too.
Yeah, it was rad.
So yeah,
there's always like everything. They always kind of change the vehicles out in the showroom. So anytime you go up there, you never know what you'll see up there.
Yeah,
and every now and then, if they're not super busy, sometimes you can say, "Hey," and they'll let you go out back and look through the museum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do get a chance to go up there and look through the museum,
yeah, it's top notch. It's not just Mustangs. He has everything. Like, it's a majority of it is Ford and Mustang related. But he's got DeLoreans. He's got
concept cars.
Yeah, concept. Oh, he's got the Tonka concept car truck. The Ka. What was it? The Ka.
Yeah, the sport, and also the Sport Ka.
Yeah,
I think.
But what was the? It was one. It was like Ka Cheetah or something like that.
Something like that. And then there's a full size sort of styling exercise for the Tempo that was supposed to have been destroyed. Wasn't. It's at NPD. Like, it's got some and the Dodge Stealth RTs, he's got 2 of them
with like
the cleanest
100 miles,
like the cleanest ones you'll ever see.
I think he has a goes like hell too.
Yeah,
I think he's got a goes like hell.
He's got a GLH sitting there.
Yeah. Sick week at Garlett's. The GLF.
Yeah. But yeah, no.
But he had the sticker done in the exact same script as the GLH, and we're walking by it, and I walk around it, and I look at the sticker, and I was, "Hey, Mike," and I started laughing, and then we looked at the guy, he was like, "You guys get it."
Yeah, because I had the SRT4 swap into it.
Yeah, that little thing must have been an absolute riot to drive.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping that next Saturday I get to go to the museum. Because this fucking car is being an asshole.
Yes, it's being a bitch.
I have been banging my head because of this damn car. It's like Brian said before. We get one milestone. We go, yes, it's awesome, and it's like, yeah, no, hold my beer.
Yeah,
And then
we constantly ride the Freiburger wave of elation and disappointment. Elation, disappointment.
It's one of those. I believe it is Christine's cousin.
You're describing owning a project car.
Yeah.
But it's not really.
I fixed it. It's broken again.
But it's not really a project car.
It is a project car.
Well, no, because it for the most part runs and drives. It's never been a part as a project car. It's just old and things break.
Yeah, I was gonna say that car is mostly original, and that's the problem. But this brake is absolutely wrapping our
like I
minds.
said, I mean, on the fluid side of it, at this point, about the only thing left on the fluid side of it is the master cylinder.
Mm-hmm. Which has been replaced. The master cylinder and booster. When I got the car, we replaced it.
Yeah, so I mean,
But when was that?
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Also, when you replace the master cylinder, does the master cylinder have the brake bias valve on the line for the rear drums?
That's mounted down on the frame on the subframe rail, I believe.
Okay, so it's not built into the master cylinder, it's down on the frame rail?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also the fact that it's just this one wheel.
Yeah, that's true.
The other side is completely fine. And it's now...
So next up, he's putting new drum and putting new shoes in it.
I got a
See
brand
what
new
that
drum. I got brand new shoes. So it's going to be... There's brand new springs, wheel cylinder, hard lines, soft line. Took a shit ton of fluid out even with the turkey baster and that, and pumped through a lot of new fluid and all that to where it's probably 60% new fluid that's in there now.
Okay.
Because we bled out a lot.
Yeah, we went after it quite a bit, and like I said, the only thing I'm thinking now, looking back, because when I did have the cover off the reservoir, like I said, it was starting to pull fluid down from the front, from the back ones, but it was also kind of blowing excess fluid up into the front reservoir for the fronts. I almost wondering if there's any fluid passing between the two ports, between the two circuits.
Yeah, but I don't feel like that would cause a sticking problem.
And
I don't
also,
either. Like I said, I don't either.
But even with that, you would think that's all being fed through one line. Why is it not both of them doing it? Just the fact that it's only the one side.
Only the right rear
Right.
is hanging up.
That was why I was like, is the wheel bearings good?
And
But
that, and
the wheel bearings.
we've thought about that, but it's also the fact of when you go and like you touch it with the heat. Yes, when you have the cover off and all that, because the axle's right there. Yes, that's warm, but it is the drum itself that
Getting hot.
is. No, I mean, I'm not talking about hot. I mean, it's one of those like at this point it was bubbling, and he saw it. It was bubbling the plasti dip off the wheel.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
off
it's
the-
definitely
off-
sticking
That
off
side
the
is
wheel.
that side is hot.
Yeah.
Like it's not even one of those like oh, it's heat coming from between the wheel, like between like the 10 holes, like from like the drum. It's holy shit, I can't touch the actual face
Right.
of the wheel itself.
Yeah, like it's hot, and it's definitely, like I said, the other side's not.
Yeah, I mean the other side's warm when you
Yeah.
touch the actual drum, but
Yeah.
you can go. Okay, I feel the heat on that drum where it's like, fuck, I got a blister on my finger now.
Right. So it's getting hot.
Yeah.
Like the wheel, like it's transferring heat into the wheel. But even with the drum and the wheel smoking hot, you can put your finger on the end of the axle, and it's
and
cool.
well, I mean it's warm.
It's warm, but you're not going to burn yourself on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
So it's not transferring heat through the axle.
No,
Yeah,
well,
and also-
no, that part of the axle is getting heat because it's
the
Right,
flange.
because of the drum, yeah.
But I mean, but also, like I said, there's no evidence of any leaks on that axle bearing.
Yeah.
And like I said, if the axle bearing was enough to actually still play and it move around, you'd hear that bitch grinding like mad back there. It's
Yeah.
not making any noise at all.
Okay.
And I think that sound that I was hearing that you couldn't hear, I believe it was just that drum dragging. I think
Well,
that
also
might-
too, I had trees on that side of the road, and you had
Yeah.
houses and cars going by you on that
Yeah,
side. So,
yeah. But I could just hear something, but I think it was that.
So when you do the drums, grab yourself flat file and make sure you put a camphor on the edge of the brake shoes.
knock the corners off the brake
Yeah,
shoes all
where
around.
it squares up and curves around. Take that square
Okay.
and smooth it off into an angle.
Mhm.
Because that can cause the brake shoes to grab unnecessarily, and it can also cause some shudder.
I think I still have a file somewhere here. And that, so. But yeah, that's.
I'm almost wondering if maybe when, like, right after you put it together, I'm wondering if you had a brake shoe delaminate or something like that. Have you pulled it back apart?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had the drum off of it and the shoes.
They're still on?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, the shoes are still on there. I mean, but those shoes are. I mean, there's glazing on them. Like, you could tell, like, they've put in some work.
No, but I'm trying to figure out what would be causing it to stick on.
The only thing I can think of is, and I mean, it's one of those. Everything's adjusting the way that it should. Like, the adjuster's fully out and all that.
Well,
you can
fully
take,
in.
Yeah, fully in. You can take like
Yeah.
the drum. I mean, there's a tiny resistance, but it's just like the other side. It's what
Yeah.
you want.
So after it overheated,
yeah.
Once it cools down so you can touch it.
Oh, it's Robbie. Hi,
Hi!
Robbie.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
How's it
Are we
going?
lining up for a burnout?
No, he's got drag radials on. He's got drag
Yeah.
radials on the back now.
Oh, yeah?
But yeah, it's you can pull, like you can pull.
Yeah,
it
Pull
off.
it right off.
Yeah,
and it
once
just came right off.
everything's cooled back down, yeah,
You can literally take the wheel off and just
pull. You can pull the
pull it
drum
off.
off.
There's no question then it's something hydraulic. It has to be. If it were an adjuster or a mechanical problem, that brake would not be able to come off.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said,
yeah.
and you know, and that but
Robbie
that's also
pulled
the
in,
thing.
so.
Like I said, the adjuster is looking like it is when we put it back in.
Right.
So, but the only other thing that I could think of is like you were saying, like that the actual drum is out of round.
Even then, it would be stuck on there.
Yeah, like I said, because once it's cooling down or once it's sat for a little bit, everything's
Unless
relaxing
it's
back.
got a conical shape inside, and it's somehow causing it to grab the secondary shoe and activate on the primary. It's the only thing I can think. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it's drums. They're weird.
but it's one of those like all this happened after all those burnouts, so that's the only thing that I can think of is that it just got hot, just wore weird or something like that.
and that's possible.
But once I replaced these shoes and the drum, everything
Everything will be new.
Everything's
Everything
new.
mechanical
Everything's
will be new.
Well,
Yeah.
even the hard lines, that soft line, everything's new. I mean, the hard lines
The
going.
cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brand new cylinder, brand new springs, brand new. I mean,
Yeah, all the springs and hardware in there is new.
Hmm.
The only part of the hardware that's not new is the adjuster, and the reason why is because the adjuster that was in the kit,
wasn't.
put it in.
Guys,
How's it
Come
going?
on. Hey, come to the front. Front door's open.
So
where's your dogs?
Inside, they're in the crate.
you're good. So yeah, when you, like I said, when you pulled the adjuster and couldn't put the drum on, I looked at the adjuster. I was like, well, that's adjusted out. So I pulled it out and and it would only go in so far. So either the threads inside were full of crap from the machining process, or the threads weren't machined deep enough for it to go in because it was completely locked up. Like I had to grab, I had to grab a flathead.
I thought I messed up, and I'm like, something's wrong here. I don't understand what's going on. And then it was one.
Like I had to grab a flathead screwdriver and stick it in the slot, and then grab a pair of pliers to crack it loose. And once that's it. I was like, well, the old one, the adjuster's there. It's got all new clip and everything on it. So threw the old one in.
And
Just
the
all the way
old
down, threw it in
the
there.
old one moves around the way it should.
Yeah.
It does not, and it doesn't look like it has.
Yeah, there's absolutely no damage to it or anything like that.
Yeah. It's
And
not
like I said, all the cables, all the springs, all the retainers, everything's all
brand
new.
new and hooked up right. I made sure of it. Brian made sure of it.
Yeah, he put it together correctly.
Like it's mirror of everything. And
Yeah.
Come on out.
Can we come out?
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's on there.
Hope you like being on YouTube because we are.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Yeah. So
where's
yeah,
the camera?
there.
Right there.
Ah,
Yeah. So we're going
I didn't mean to
over.
interrupt your show.
No, it's fine. We're going over why the hell the car's doing exactly what it's
Yeah,
doing.
yeah. We still got one drum locking up on that thing.
Yeah. After all that.
He drove it to Cars and Coffee. It did fine, and then he got back home. It was fine.
After you left.
Fucking hate
After,
brakes, man.
after, yeah, because he stopped by after you left. About 20 minutes later, I got in the car. Sabrina was finishing up something. I got in the car and I just started driving around, and I started to smell something. And I got home, and yeah, it was.
And
hot.
next thing you know, I get a text message. This thing's still broke.
Can it be an
what?
emergency brake?
His emergency brake doesn't work.
Well,
Like he
doesn't
needs all.
think it does.
Like he needs new cables. Like he needs.
Yeah,
I
no,
wonder
see-
if the cables Because it's only the rears, right?
It's
only
one.
the right rear.
It's only the one.
Yeah, only
so
the right rear.
Now I have all new hard
He
lines.
has a point. Is the emergency brake cable hooked up?
Yeah. But it's one of those, even at top grab, it doesn't fully grab.
Because the cables are all stretched out.
Yeah.
It squeezes it just enough to.
That's
make it
what
burn
I'm
up.
wondering. Is there maybe the e-brake is
Disconnect it and
sticking
try it.
on that one side? That's the only other option.
What else would... How would we...
Disconnect the cable. Just disconnect it, leave it off. It don't work anyways, right?
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah. Just,
I'd say disconnect it and leave it off just to rule it out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somehow it's grabbing on that pole just a little bit. And
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm still gonna replace the drum and shoe
Yeah.
on that side.
yeah,
the
just
shoe
yeah,
on
just
that
unhook the
side,
cable,
but
leave
yeah.
it off, and then see what happens. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's not working anyway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and then so we went over it again, got the new rubber line in, got the new stainless hard lines in, and everything
Yeah, I
else.
sent you the pictures of
We
I
bled
saw
it- yeah,
I
we
saw
bled it-
your post. We were on our way to church. I saw
Yeah.
your post that you had it all back together. You're all proud of yourself. And
Yeah,
I
we-
saw
we-
it.
Oh, that was
I drive
a-
by and it's back up on Church.
Yep.
Yeah, we had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said,
That
we
was
had
the
it.
thing,
We had
we
it all
got it-
together. He had it all together, and then we bled everything out, and we're like, all right, let's try it
Yeah,
out.
he came over yesterday to help me bleed it and all that, and we drove it around, and I was like, okay, let's pull into the driveway. Pulled into the driveway, and wheel was hot. And we're like, shit.
Like the wheel gets hot enough, like the drum makes the wheel hot enough that
the
that actually
plastic
bubbles the
dip
plastic
actually
up on the wheel.
like
Oh,
bubbles.
really?
Yeah, that's how hot the wheel.
But like I
the
said,
wheel itself.
But
is
like
getting
the
that hot.
axle itself, you can put your finger on the center of the axle itself,
I mean,
and
it's
it's warm.
warm, but
It's not gonna burn you.
yeah, you put your hand on the actual wheel, it's
Well,
gonna
it-
burn.
It's uncomfortable.
Right up
You,
to
and
the-
you
It's
you
bolted right up.
Yeah, you reach through the smoke and touch the
touch
drum, and yeah, you're gonna burn yourself.
instantly blistered.
Yeah, it.
But you can go to the other side, the driver's side, and go.
on the drum, and you go, okay, that's
That,
uncomfortable.
yeah,
That's hot, but it's not.
but not.
And the wheel,
Ow.
you can flat
Yeah.
flat palm the wheel, and you're like, it's a little warm,
Yeah.
but it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Those
it's just-
things are so cheap now. You can the thermometer things. You point
Yeah.
at it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think I might get one. Of those.
yeah, but it's there's something with it, but it is fighting, and I just want it together so that way.
So that you can go to the Fox Body Cruise in NPD.
When is
on
it?
next
Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh,
Next
wow.
Saturday.
Yeah, week after tomorrow.
So I'm like,
Dude, I'm home all the time. If you ever need, just I don't really know what I'm doing, but I
I don't either, but it's one of those. At this point, I'm
keep your
just.
company
there-
motivate you. Something.
At this point, I got those two things. Once I do those two things, everything's been changed. If that doesn't fix it, then
Flamethrower.
there's something else
You don't need
wrong
brakes
that
anyway.
we're not.
Yeah, like I said, and then that goes back to the fluid side of it. The only thing left to change on the fluid side would be the proportioning block and the master.
Yeah.
You don't need rear brakes to go to NPD. 70% of your brake comes on the front anyway.
Yeah, but on drum brake setups, the rear is what gives you your pedal feel.
Hey,
It's-
you don't know somebody around here with a turbo Volkswagen, do you?
Which one? No, they don't have any more turbo ones.
It's like a. I don't know if it was a CC. It said 2.0T on the back of it.
Mhm.
And the one time he came around me, I could hear the turbo
Mhm.
spooling, so I know he. But the guy. Are we allowed to talk about this on the.
As long as you don't mention names or tags, I guess.
on the-
Or roads.
Mexico.
Mexico.
It was in
we're on this
Mexico.
road in Mexico, and he, I'm driving in the slow lane, I'm not even paying attention, and he came past me like hauling ass, and then when he got in front of me, he put his hazards on like he killed me.
Oh yeah, like,
I'm like,
the old
what is
hazards,
that all
hazards.
about?
When you didn't know you were racing? He
No.
told you were racing.
So, know,
he hit his hazards.
You know that,
Yeah, he was letting you know that you lost, buddy.
Yeah.
you know that ABC liquor in Mexico?
Yeah.
He was in front of me and we made a right, and when he obviously had quite a head start, so he took off, I took off, and I got into fourth gear, and I passed him.
Mm-hmm.
And then went up the hill, and when I got in front of him, I turned my
That's
He
good.
got
Nicely
right
done.
up on our ass though, and then he went around us, and I could hear the turbo when he went.
Yeah.
Are you a Volkswagen guy?
Nah.
Turbo
No,
guy?
but it's one of those. It's
It,
pro-
it
I
was
like
pretty
turbos,
fast.
but
it was
not
pretty quick.
Volkswagen.
I mean, it was gray.
it was most likely.
He turned down trail.
Trail Mexico, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a Jetta. I think it's a Jetta with straight pipe. Almost.
It wasn't loud, but I can hear the. Yeah.
Yeah,
was-
like
that
yeah,
was
some of those
exciting.
little turbo cars you can't.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, but
you can't
don't
take 'em
know
lightly.
how to. I honestly didn't even know he was.
I didn't even
next
know he
to
was
me,
racing.
yeah.
Well, that's why I threw the flashers on to let you know that you just lost a race.
Right. You may not have known you were racing,
But
but,
he did.
that's why you
It
lost.
was embarrassing.
Yeah, he did.
I got beat by it. It was pretty quick. It was pretty quick, but
I'll line him up with Shelby's Camry. Let's go.
you know what I don't like are. And it happened to us where were we? Maybe no. Where were we? We were leaving somewhere, and this. It was that show in Brooksville.
Mm-hmm.
There was this big, massive 4x4 diesel. It was white, and it had white lights in the wheels.
Oh, diesel bro,
A brodozer.
Okay,
brodozer.
we're at a red light side by side, and I'm just sitting there with her, my wife, with the windows down, and he freaking filled our car with diesel.
Rolled coal on you.
Yeah, I'm like, what? So tonight we were driving, and another big diesel pulled up alongside of us, and I heard the diesel, the turbo start to spool up, and I was like, oh, today ain't happening again.
Not again.
Nope.
Today.
Not today, Satan.
Sorry,
some of,
my
them,
eyeballs
some of
were
those
closed.
diesel trucks are fast.
Oh, I found that out when I had
Yeah.
the Cobra. One launched on me in 4 low and then shifted to 4 high, and I was like, by third gear, I'm like,
Really?
you're good. You're good.
That's one of the reasons I want a Ranger. I can launch it in 4-wheel drive, and it'll shift into 2-wheel drive at 45 automatically.
Mm-hmm.
I heard those new Rangers are fast. Like,
275 horsepower. And that's
are they
stock.
EcoBoost or?
They're the
Yeah.
2.3
Well,
EcoBoost, yeah.
Wow, yeah, I heard they're fast.
So one video I was watching, the guy had a tune and nothing else, and it ran a 14 flat on the quarter.
There's a
Which,
Is that a
for
4-wheel drive or a 2-wheel drive?
a 4-wheel drive.
4-wheel drive.
He was launching it in 4-wheel drive
Oh,
to get
yeah.
traction,
Yeah.
and then it automatically shifts itself to 2-wheel drive at 45 miles an hour.
Really?
Oh my!
Wow, that's cool.
Is this even a beer?
That's a color.
Is it frozen?
No.
That is
Blueberry
a
Rise
color
and
right
Shine. Breakfast oh, it's a sour. I don't know how I'm gonna like this.
Let's
There's
see.
not even a read-in on
No
this.
read-in on this. So what we've got on our second beer is Swamphead Brewery.
Cinnamon, orange,
Yeah, but
blueberry, oats, cinnamon,
What's that?
orange peel, and vanilla.
it's a
It's
sour.
a breakfast sour ale.
Though. I don't know how I'm gonna like that.
We're gonna
I'm normally
give
not
it
a fan
try,
of
though. I'm not
sours.
usually a fan of sours either, but
Sabrina's a fan of sours.
this was she went up to Swamphead and grabbed a couple beers, and this was one of the ones she grabbed. So I'm intrigued.
Blueberry,
Pesca
oats,
Sapien, ooh,
cinnamon,
interesting.
orange peel.
Oh yeah, hey Will, if you're up there, grab it. Well, if I don't like it, then probably grab it because I think you like the beers that I don't like.
Did he have that half lift kit making it squat like a shitting dog? Was it a squatted truck or just light?
Which one? The white one or the one tonight?
Yeah, the one that
No,
in
it
Brooks-
was lifted.
just same height all the way around.
Let's launch it.
Just had doofus lights in the wheels.
Yeah, dude, yeah, but the whole truck. It was a really nice truck, but I just don't appreciate getting dumped on. What's it taste like?
I don't know.
Try.
It says blueberry, oats,
Try.
cinnamon, orange peel, and vanilla. I'm not a beer.
It's
I'll
like
try.
a
This is weird.
I don't drink beer. But
This
like
is
a
weird.
blueberry cinnamon Danish.
Huh?
I'm not sure what to think about this one.
I kind of taste the orange.
It doesn't have the sour.
It's
The
got
normal
a
sour
It's
more
got a
sour.
Yeah, I was waiting for the
It's got a little bit of a bitter to it.
Yeah. No. Normally when
tastes
it's
sour.
a sour ale, it is full on like
like
licking
Just-
a sweet, like licking a
Yeah.
warhead. Like it's.
Yeah.
And I like sour stuff, but
Like the
normally
last one was sour.
The last one.
This
was,
one's like
the last one was
bitter.
rancid. The last one was rancid.
that. You're right.
That was bad. The last sour we did, I don't even remember.
No, the
It was
last beer we just did, the Margarita Goes. That
Oh.
was sour. That
And
was
that
had a
had the
sour
tart.
tartness.
That had
Yeah.
the tart
Yeah.
to it.
but that
salty.
was with the lime and the salt.
Actually has a pretty good.
This
you
is-
got me drinking beer. I don't need that habit.
This
Can't
is-
afford another
It's
habit.
not bad.
No.
It's just it doesn't really taste like a beer.
It
No,
doesn't.
that's
It
what I
tastes
It's
don't
more
like
like a cider.
It's kind of what I like about it.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like the Mackenzie's, like the pumpkin pie cider and all that. It's like
Kinda.
something
Little
like
bit.
that, to where you can taste there's cream in there. There's a little bit of cream in there. There's a little bit of I getting a little bit of hint of cinnamon.
You know,
Yeah, so cinnamon, vanilla,
looks
orange.
frothy. It's kind of thick. I kind of wonder how it would be over ice.
Yeah, it's yeah.
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 Get some ice.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
6%. Is that strong for beer?
It's pretty strong. It's not
Eh.
super strong, but it's a little higher up
4.2, 4 to 5 is kind of your average. 6 is okay. It's when you start getting to 8 and 9s. That's when they get a little high octane.
It's cool how they're like.
Well,
You can
yeah.
tell it's like a
Well,
small
Swamp Head.
brewery or-
Like I said, Swamp Head is in Gainesville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're local.
Yeah, we've had a lot of beers from Swamp Head. For the most part, we've had all good ones, but the peanut butter one last time was not so great.
Yeah.
But then Mike remedied that with the left hand nitro one, so that solved it.
That's weird. Looking at that screen messes with you. The delay.
Yeah, there's delay because, like I said, it's real time here, but then there's delay there.
Okay. Got ice. So, get whatever ice you want. That's interesting. I don't know. It could be like the recordings where over ice is better. You
Yeah.
know? Because that was the thing with like the recordings. Like, I mean, they were good, but once you put them over ice, it completely
Yeah.
changed it.
Okay.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, it's actual Mack truck one.
Some pissed off right now.
Blueberry.
Oh
I
no
know
no
where his emblem
no
is off
those
his dump
those
truck.
are those are actual Mac cigarette extras.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
It looks like a hubcap too.
No, it's not. But it's
Ice was a good call.
Good.
Changed the flavor profile just a little bit.
Yeah. See, I thought it was something custom made, but no. You look them up. They're
Breakfast
actual.
It's like a
ale.
cigar one because
Mhm.
it's got the
Yeah,
big,
it's got the big ones.
fat.
And I got all my Coors ones down there. And then somewhere I got
It's just nice out here, man.
a Disney World one.
Well, the list is
So you
updated.
could hear me, but you couldn't really see me too good.
I could see your headlights. There's
Yeah,
like
and then
two
once
left.
we heard it, it was like, oh yeah.
Well, I saw the headlights, and then I
Yeah, that thing
Like,
sounds good.
kind of
Does it?
saw the
Thank
you. Yeah, it
wheels.
does.
Yeah, he had Don Garlett sign his dash.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, he's 92 years old, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got a video.
Ice
of
was
him.
definitely the move.
Yeah.
Which is weird for a beer, or something that says
Yeah,
it's a
I've never
beer.
seen anybody put ice in beer before.
Normally we don't.
Don't.
But
Yeah.
But there's certain things that sometimes you gotta try. And
Fruit punch kind
well, it's almost because it's
kind of exotic beer on the rocks.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Well, I mean, I put pickles in beer. And,
Yeah, you're weird though.
Ugh. I
Okay.
still remember that night, and I will never forgive
oh
you.
God,
for that.
they were amazing,
Ugh.
amazing.
I hate pickles.
Oh well,
And
yeah.
one night they wanted to try doing beer in a spear.
I was in the during the
of.
middle.
Beer
Of,
and a spear.
It's a Midwest thing. You take.
I was
you
in the
take
middle of a
light-
hospital adventure, so luckily I did not have to partake in this
Yeah,
one.
you take a light beer, and usually either a Busch Light or a Natty Light, and you put a pickle spear in it. It's a beer and a spear, and it is fucking delicious. Especially
Actually,
if you
it's a spear and a beer.
You said beer in a spear.
oh, spear and beer. Anyway, it's the same thing. Well, actually,
No, words have meanings. Those would be two entirely different things. One of them would be a pretty miraculous act of physics.
anyway, if you use the spicy pickles, it's even better. And then at that point, I was throwing pepperoncinis in my beer. And it just got to the point where I was doing Mickey Aladas because I was just making a Bloody Mary with beer. Which is one of my favorite things. So, I
Bread
mean...
and butter pickles.
Oh,
Bread and
no,
butter
no,
pickles are good.
no, that's the worst pickle ever.
No, it's the best pickle
that,
ever.
no, that's...
And they're only,
Ugh.
they're only like 25 calories.
It doesn't matter about the calories. want bread and butter, I'd eat bread and butter, not in a pickle. Ugh. Ugh.
Pickle semantics over here.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna pickle down with it.
Listen, at least me and him agree on one thing. Bread and butter pickles are gross. You know why?
Because all pickles
Because
are
all pickles are gross. That's why.
God, I can sit there and eat a whole jar of pickles and then drink the juice. I usually do.
Yeah.
We save the juice just so I can. If you're ever having cramps, like if you get like a no, if you
It's
wake
that
up,
time of month,
if you
baby.
wake up with a like a killer Charlie horse, sip of pickle juice, it instantly takes it away because it's got potassium and electrolytes in it.
So does a banana.
Yeah, but this is actually twice as much potassium than
I'll
bananas.
just eat 2 bananas then.
You are
Thank
very
you, though.
knowledgeable about pickles.
Oh yeah, so we get the pickle pops, which are it's the pickle juice in kind of like those push pop
Yeah.
like freeze.
That is
they,
so wrong.
They sell them with all the like the Pedialyte and all that stuff. But you freeze them and when you're like people are doing sports and all that, you have one of those and it hits you with straight electrolytes and the potassium and it keeps them up from
Electrolytes, what a body needs.
It's got what plants crave.
But what do plants crave?
electrolytes.
What are electrolytes?
Brondo's got electrolytes.
Yeah, but what are electrolytes?
It's what plants crave.
But what do plants crave?
They crave electrolytes.
Have you tried giving them
Does
water?
anybody even know what electrolytes are? Turns out electrolytes were salts that have been slowly building up in the soil.
It's
Idiocracy.
what sells Gatorade.
Oh,
Have you seen the
that's-
movie Idiocracy?
No.
That's what that's
It's
from.
now nonfiction.
Yeah, it is now,
Yeah, it's
but
now
yes,
nonfiction.
check that movie
What do you
out.
mean every
Okay.
car has a dildo in the front of it?
I didn't as I was watching the movie, I was like,
Depends on where you
it's
are.
okay.
Key West.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's okay. The movie's okay. Okay, that was kind of funny, but overall, I was like, wasn't too
One
impressed
of
with the
those
movie.
ones you always
But
remember lines from
It's
afterwards.
one of the things that as time went on, you're
Yeah.
like,
Like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
it's like real life happens. You're like, that's right out of Idiocracy. And then another
And
example,
it's like, where have I
and,
seen
and then
this?
something would come on
And
the
you're
news. It was like,
that's Idiocracy.
it's right out of Idiocracy. And now it's to the point where Idiocracy is no longer fiction.
Ah,
Just like Atlas Shrugged is no longer fiction.
1984 wasn't supposed to be a fucking how-to manual.
Yeah, 1984 was a warning, not a playbook.
so was RoboCop.
Yeah. But anyway, why the fuck would you use a Taurus as a cop car? Like, seriously.
That was really modern.
Seriously.
Because Ford provided cars for free.
True.
And it was
paid
and
them.
it was better than the 2000 SUX.
And didn't
Yeah.
they use I think they used a probe in Back to the Future.
As one of the future cars, yes.
And then the
It's like
Fox,
sitting outside the movie
the
theater or
Fox body with the horrible fucking shit on it and all that.
Yeah.
Like, that was, oh yeah. I wonder
the
when that
county's-
car went.
I don't know. The county size Costco.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Terry Crews was the president. Really, if you've never seen the movie, watch it. It's Terry Crews is the president. Who's the main guy?
I forgot. Basically, the U.S. military decides to do an experiment. They want to do like freezing people in stasis, and the program gets defunded. So what they went and found like the 2 most average people they could
There
find.
was one of them was a hooker.
Yeah, the one like the most average chick they could find was a prostitute, a hooker, and then they found like the most just average guy.
And they
And
froze him.
Frozen
And
in
they ended
cryostasis. But then the program got defunded, and they forgot about them. So it fast forwards into the future, and they awaken, and
500 years.
500 years. But they give a synopsis of how
Wait, which movie is this?
Idiocracy,
Okay.
Idiocracy, and like I said, it was one of those movies that while I was watching it, I was like,
Listen, if you have to wake up 500 years later,
but no, it was this
it
kind.
would be nice to wake up next to a hooker.
But no, like I said,
That's a long time to go.
no, like I said, but in that 500 years, the world had gotten way dumber. And so now these two, who were like the most average people ever, are like the smartest
Geniuses.
people on the planet.
And you're like, why don't you just push that button? But we don't push that button. We push this button. Why not? Because we push this button. Push
So,
that
like,
one.
one of the big things that's going on in the movie is there is a food shortage. And the reason there is a food shortage is because a sports drink company called Brondo had bought the FDA and the FTC and the EPA and all the government agencies.
Also, welcome.
And they
We're
could
Pints and
just
Pistons.
say-
We talk about movies.
They could just say whatever they wanted at that point.
Right.
So this company became Literally, you go to a fountain to get a drink, and it's Brondo coming out. The crops are all getting Brondo sprayed on them because it's got what plants crave. It's got
Electrolytes. Yeah.
And he
Carl's
comes
Jr.
over and goes, maybe instead of putting sports drink on the plants, we should try water. What? You mean like from the toilet?
Yeah. Like I said, the world has gotten just incredibly dumber.
We're not too far away from that.
Exactly.
Like
that's why.
when you go order like a hamburger and it comes with lettuce, I don't want lettuce.
That happened to me today. That
but
brought
it
to you
comes
by
with it.
Carl's
Okay,
Jr.
but I don't want it.
Yeah.
Put it on the side.
Yeah,
no, I
but
don't
no.
want it.
But
Don't put
no.
it anywhere. Just leave it off.
Like I said,
But it comes with it.
but I'm just saying. Like I said, the world had gotten and that's why we're joking now, saying it's nonfiction now.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a sad
people,
joke.
It's getting worse.
It's worth watching though.
We don't
We're
have
definitely gonna watch it.
auction car, right?
No, I did not do an auction car because there's just the two of you.
Yeah.
It would just be a competition between me and you.
Yeah, true. Well, cars have been slowly coming down from what I've been seeing.
Not only are cars coming down, the used car market is dropping. Rebates
Are
have
coming
shown
back.
themselves again.
Yeah,
We're seeing rebates because what we're seeing is lots are filling up with inventory.
Yes.
Right now, like the Jeep mid-sized truck, the
Gladiator.
Gladiator,
Yeah.
they have a 400-day supply of Jeep Gladiators.
Yeah.
If you want a Jeep Gladiator, right now is the time to buy
Right,
one.
they also have
Because-
like a 430-something day supply of Challengers and Chargers, even
Yep.
though they're done.
Yeah.
They still have a 430-something day supply of them.
Right.
So don't worry, your
If you
credit
want to
score,
buy, if you want to buy a Chrysler right now, then now is the time.
your
because
credit
they're
score
giving
will
them away.
still be on the side of it.
Yes,
So.
you'll still have your credit report on the side.
Listen, if you can fog a mirror, you can finance a Dodge.
Yes. Absolutely.
We had a.
And Ford's dropped the price on Mach-E's because they're stacking up on lots too.
Well, not only did
I
they drop
can't
the price,
imagine
they're
that.
stacking rebates on them now
Yeah.
I
too.
can't imagine that.
Same with the F-150 Lightnings.
very
Okay.
The F-150
Listen,
Lightning, if that's one you were
I
looking
saw- I
at,
saw-
go
I
buy
saw-
one.
There,
I saw-
there's
I
one
s-
at your.
there's-
well, not your. There's one at a certain used car dealership.
Well, there's
Yep.
one at Nick Nicholas right now, a brand new 4-door crew cab with the short range battery in it, and it's only $57.
And that's before rebates.
Yeah.
They've got a bunch of rebates. Ford is desperately trying to sell those.
Yeah, which is,
They're-
like I said, the truck I looked at today was considerably less expensive than the one I drove last year.
Yeah.
Everybody's starting to back
but-
off those electric.
But it's one of those like. It,
You know what? You know which car company looks like an absolute genius right now? Toyota.
Because
They
it.
didn't make.
Because Toyota was like, nah, we're not jumping
Well,
headfirst
they were
into
the
this.
first ones that did it.
They
No,
did hybrids.
got
No, they did hybrids.
They
Oh,
got
that's
hybrids.
Battery electric hybrids
Yeah,
are
yeah.
fine. But Toyota was like, no, we don't see a massive shift, massive immediate future in all electric vehicles right now.
And there's
We're just not
mostly
seeing
just
it.
hybrids.
So they're still doing their hybrids. And
It's paying off.
and they're
for them.
dabbling in the hydrogen cars, which,
Yeah, but Shell just decided to shut down a whole bunch of hydrogen.
yeah, so all the
stations.
Toyota Mirais that
Yep.
are in California are
Yep.
just going to be even in
I think
rougher
it was
shape
200 and something stations that
Yeah.
Shell decided to shut down with
on the hydrogen side of it. So yeah, every Mirai owner in California is going to have a real rough time filling those things.
Yeah.
But like I said, as far as like going, like Ford jumped in full electric, everybody's jumped in full electric, and Toyota was like, nah, we're good.
Yeah.
Starting to back out.
Honda's kind of
At
dabbled.
the manufacturer I work for, so they just came out with their full-size SUV EV, and now I've actually gotten to drive one now, and I will say it is eerie to drive something
Yeah.
that's that big that accelerates like that.
That's what I felt like
it's
in the Lightning.
Crazy.
Like I said, that's what I felt like in the Lightning.
But there's two problems. Number one, I'm not paying $80,000 for one of those. Number two, they are stacking up on the lot.
Yeah.
We have a whole side of the dealership.
I was gonna
just
say, I think I
covered
saw
in
about
them right
25
now.
of them the other day.
Yeah, they're
when I was there.
stacked up in there.
It does solve the problem about having engines go out of warranty.
It does. I will say that is their one chance that manufacturer has to really save face is to.
No normal people can afford anything over $22,000, and that's on a good day.
Correct.
You know, you're not wrong. You are absolutely not
Well,
wrong
that's why
about
they're
that.
now financing them for 9 years.
84 months or 96 months.
Well,
That's-
that's the other thing with electric
Like a house
vehicles
payment.
is the whole push is to get you to lease them.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only smart way to own an electric car
Is
is
lease
to
it.
lease it.
And that would be like that really is the smartest way to do it.
It's
Yeah,
the only
I
way
did-
that makes any sense fiscally. Unless you got fuck it money,
Yeah.
you need
And
to
the
lease that
Lightning also has the $7,500 tax credit.
Yep.
Tax
Now-
credit on a lease, that makes sense.
Now, but the thing like about that, if you lease it, do you get
Yes.
you
Yeah.
still get that
Yep.
tax? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so the incentive's still
Well,
there then.
It just
With
comes
with
off
that.
the residual value, I guess.
But then again, it only makes sense if you're making enough money to where a $7,500 deduction, because you're not getting a rebate.
It's a tax deduction.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
not getting
oh, yeah.
you're not getting a rebate.
Yeah.
It's a tax deduction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to make you have to make enough money to a certain point where you're paying a certain level of taxes to where
Yeah.
It makes sense.
you can pull $7,500 off your tax bill
Yeah.
and make it work for you. But at anything under 50,000 a year, it's not going to do anything for
Yeah.
you.
Right. And the other thing is at 40,000 miles, you want to be done with that vehicle.
Yeah.
You want to do
That-
a 3-year,
yeah.
36,000 mile lease and be done with it.
That's when your battery's gonna start.
Well, the
What's
batteries are warranted up to 100,000 miles
They are?
on almost every EV
Okay.
because of California. Because California wrote it into law that they had to have a warranty at
David
up to
Tracy-
100,000
Oh yeah,
miles.
he's dealing with that
David-
with his
No,
BMW.
he's dealt with it. David Tracy used to be a writer for Jalopnik, and then him and Torch and Bo Bachman from Galpin Auto Sports and all that started a new website called The Autopian.
Which is awesome.
And
Took
David
over
Tracy
Mercedes went over there. A whole bunch of people from Jalopnik went over there.
ended up starting. But yeah, so anyway, he picked up a used i3 that it turned out had a bad battery on it, but he was able to get the battery replaced full factory warranty because it's in California. It's a California thing. So
Yeah,
California's
he
written in
paid
their law.
stupid cheap money for the car actually. For
Full battery EVs in California have a warranty to 100,000 miles. So BMW had to replace that battery under full
He has
warranty.
like
That's why
a
your taxes there are like 5 times more
yeah,
than they are here.
but he has a fully loaded BMW
i3.
i3 that now has a new battery because it was at one point
It got like it was down to like it would say 30 something miles of range on it. It would go about 20, and it was cooked.
yeah.
Yep.
But it does have a range extender.
It does have a
it's
range
got
extender.
Little tiny motor in there to
That's kind
like
Act as a range extender, but it's like I said. But then he ended up getting like I said. So we bought this thing used and bought it stupid cheap because.
of,
But then ended up
That's
with a
cool.
brand new battery under full factory
yeah,
warranty.
which is good on them for
Wow.
being able to do that. Like
Speaking of EVs, that's something else I wanted to bring up. I saw a video recently on YouTube. Very interested to see how this all is going to play out and how it turns out in the end. You guys are familiar with D-Boss Garage, right?
yeah.
D-Boss Garage is
oh,
partnering
up in
with
Canada.
Edison Motors in Canada.
Oh,
They're-
and we
are
were
they the
on
ones that-
Edison
they're the one-
Motors are the one that's built the
big rig.
full
The
EV
big-
yeah.
logging truck.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
We were on their YouTube.
Edison Motors is working with D-Boss Garage to develop their
Crate engine, crate
their
motor.
crate
Motor.
conversion kit for half-ton, three-quarter-ton, and one-ton pickups.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal. Here's how this is going to work. It's technically a hybrid kit because what it is they're going to be using a little 4-cylinder diesel engine to run a generator to charge the batteries and put an electric e-axle in the back of the vehicle.
Like 4BT or smaller.
Like 4BT and smaller. Like they're looking, I think right now they're looking at the Cummins 2.3 liter
Mm-hmm.
because that's the one that will be emissions compliant and everything for everything modern truck back.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to buy this kit from them, ready to go. It'll bolt into your truck, connect the wires, hit the button, and you have a hybrid diesel-electric truck.
So basically, you got a train.
You've got,
Yeah.
as in the way
You got a road
diesel-electric
train.
locomotive works.
Yeah.
You've got a diesel engine running a generator, charging up batteries,
Batteries drive the
and
axle.
the batteries drive the car.
Yep.
So the
So you
gas,
gotta-
the
Why not just
combustion
have a diesel
engine,
truck?
huh?
I know that's kind of cool. I mean, it's cool technology, but
Well,
why not just have a diesel?
Well,
dually?
the diesel trains have been like that for God.
Imagine
decades.
having
Decades.
a one-ton pickup truck that
now has the pulling power.
per gallon of diesel you put in it gets you 45 to 50 miles to the gallon. That's with a trailer on the back, towing it at max capacity.
So you're saying that the little motor will keep the back. So
Yeah,
you
because
go-
the little motor,
distance-
because
Yeah.
the little engine is not doing the work of turning the axle.
It
Right.
doesn't have to load.
It's only
of
turning
all
a
that.
generator.
Well, the other part of that
range
is
isn't an
all right.
So
With an engine, right?
Right.
An engine has a specific RPM where it is the most efficient. It uses the least amount of fuel and gives you the most amount of power.
Right.
When that engine kicks on to turn the generator, that's where it's running.
it's running
It
at
never
that,
drops out of its optimum RPM. It's always at its optimum RPM.
and the load,
it is more
the
efficient
load
that
on
way.
it does not change.
Right,
either.
the load never changes.
Because the load's not on the internal combustion engine. The load is
It's
on the electric motor.
Yeah.
Right, so those spikes in load are absorbed by the batteries.
That is kind of cool.
And then
So you get peak efficiency. You get the maximum amount of efficiency out of that diesel engine as possible. Which makes it, instead of you getting a diesel truck that gets, 18 miles to the gallon
On a good
best,
day.
and then you start towing,
and then you
you're down
start
to 8.
towing and that
and you're
drops
getting
down
8.
to 9
Yeah.
or
I
5.
hate to tell you what I'm getting in my car right now.
You're getting maximum fuel efficiency all the time.
Yeah.
Since I switched over to E85.
Oh, you're burning a lot.
So you're
It's
getting
cheaper,
3 or
but
4.
I'm getting around town about 9.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say Sabrina gets 12. So Sabrina gets
It
12, but
If we're cruising like down 44 or something, I can get like 15 or 16.
Yeah, because you're burning way more of
But
that
it's only
volume.
$2.85 a gallon. So
Yeah,
it's
but-
like,
yeah,
it kind
but-
of works out. Like,
yeah.
you know,
I just paid $4.19 for premium yesterday.
yeah. That's a big. Yeah.
yeah,
big
but
Yeah,
difference
but like I
because-
said, you're burning nearly twice as much E85 as I'm burning premium.
You are. Yeah, in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even
but
with-
my car doesn't get great mileage. You just said yours.
Well,
gets-
mine doesn't
well,
get
no,
mine.
well,
Look, mine
Sabrina's
doesn't.
is because she's going 2 miles to work and back. But when we actually get it on the highway and
That's
that,
pretty good.
yeah, we can get
Mine
about
does not get
24,
mine does
25.
not get great gas mileage. That 4-point slow
Oh,
is
yeah,
not
yeah, no,
is
they
not
don't.
an efficient engine.
My gears don't help much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that 4-point slow, its origins are in the 2.8 Cologne engine from the 70s Mustang 2 and the Ford Capri in
I'd
Europe.
say
Yeah,
that-
but it's a great motor.
No, it's not. Until
think
you gotta
it is.
do
I
until you
think
gotta
it
do
is.
cam work on it.
I don't
Time
know,
and chain.
I had the other than an Explorer, and that thing was like bulletproof.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
pushrod engines were fine. The overhead cam engines,
Ah.
it's all fine until you have to do time and chains.
'Cause
Because that's an engine out service.
Yep. Because you got
Really?
time and chain in the front and time and chain
Because
in the back.
it's the same architecture as the pushrod engine. That thing has 3 timing chains in it. It's got the one from the crank that goes up to the driver's side cam. It's got the one from the crank that goes up to what used to be the camshaft that is now a jack shaft that runs through the same tunnel that the original cam ran through. And then it's got the passenger side cylinder head is spun 180 degrees and dropped on the other side.
It's like they took two
Mhm.
cylinders or 3 cylinders and stuck
No,
them together.
no. They literally
They
designed one cylinder head,
And turned it backwards.
spun it 180 degrees, put it on this side. So you literally have chain, jack shaft, and chain on the back.
Mm-hmm.
To change that other side,
You have to pull the motor.
engine's out.
Yep. Yep.
So like I said, it revs better than the pushrod version of the 4-point slow did. It's probably smoother than the pushrod version of the 4-point slow, but it's no more fuel efficient really than the 4-point slow. Makes a little more power, breathes better, but
I think it's like 210 or something in the Explorer. It,
Uh,
wasn't bad. It was pretty good. It's like a
Mine was-
02, 03 or something. Like that.
yeah, 03 that was
Yeah.
the overhead cam. Yeah, they're rated at 210 horsepower and 240 torque. And couple like 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago, mine made 201, 210 on the dyno at
That's
Bernie's.
incredible, man.
You
You
know,
can hardly lose anything through the.
well, no, I've got the Ford Racing Power Pack on mine, so airbox tune and dual exhaust, which runs on 93, 91 or higher.
28 1. 28.1 is what I'm getting for miles per gallon. But that's also I haven't reset it in probably.
Who needs premium when you got Brondo?
Just use Honda. It's got
Well
electrolytes. It's what engines crave.
Yeah.
Well played.
Gonna say, I haven't reset mine in probably 50,000 miles. So overall, for 50,000 miles, I'm at 28.
Again, we laugh at the Altimas and we laugh at the CVTs because
yeah,
they generally do
Jesus,
suck. But goddamn,
65, oh well, 30, 35, 36.
30, like ours, like right now, ours is it's maintained for the last 5 or 6 years. It's maintained an average of 36 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
It's like my buddy in his Forte gets 42 miles to the gallon all day long, and it's like,
Well, that's like the mechanic
That's
up there.
fine.
I
Got the
hate
rabbit, the diesel
that.
rabbit,
What's the
the diesel
point?
rabbit carry pickup truck.
Oh yeah, that thing probably gets 60 miles to the gallon.
And he gets like 53, 54 miles to the gallon with that thing all the time.
Why do you need a hybrid? That's what doesn't make sense to me. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
But the thing is, they're like, I think the government's pushing so hard for fuel economy that they're sacrificing quality. Like,
They
the
are.
cars are really light, thin metal, and like everything has to be plastic and light. You know, it's all about saving
Cheap.
weight.
No, it's not about
so that
saving
it-
weight.
well,
It's
it-
saving money.
Yeah,
what's
but the
more
more
expensive?
it is, the better fuel economy you're gonna get.
It's like I always told people. I had a 1986 BMW 325e. That car made 120 horsepower,
Right.
160 foot-pounds of torque. It was a 2.7 liter inline six that revved to 5,000 RPMs. That car got 32 miles to the gallon all day, every day. And it had 300,000 miles on it.
Holy
You go
crap.
out, you'd push the clutch in, you would touch the starter, and it would go.
Nice. That's German, man.
And it was perfect.
Used to be what German was like.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
now.
It's what German
Well,
cars
it
used to be.
Because all cars are kind of. Doesn't
But-
matter what you drive. You know, it broke my heart when I was laying underneath my Camaro. I have a Camaro and a Mustang. Laying under the Camaro, and I look up at the water jug for the windshield washer fluid, and it says "Made in China."
Yep.
I open up the trunk of my Mustang, and on top of the spare wheel, it says "Made in China."
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, not a Mustang and a Camaro. Anything else?
Yeah.
Those are
Well, that's why
American.
like the Edison Motors conversion kits got me so excited. You could take a modern truck and swap that into a modern truck, but it also, you know, if you've got a cool old like Power Stroke Ford or something
Right.
like that, that's
Yeah.
your old work truck, but you've kept it really well. But that 7.3 is starting to get really tired.
Yeah, it's got a
This is
you know,
an option
a million
for
miles
you
on it now. So
To fix
the
this
strain off
and
the
make
motor.
it fiscally responsible to fix.
See, here's the thing about engine swaps. You can do newer, modern powertrains into older vehicles and stay compliant with EPA. And you can also stay compliant with states that are adopting CARB rules from California. Can't go the other way.
Right.
You can't take a new car and
Right.
put an older drivetrain into it. Like, and that's EPA and CARB are basically
Right.
no-nos on all those things. But, like, you can, like I said, California is weird with CARB rules. Like,
Yeah,
74 and
California's
old,
weird
like
on everything.
74 and older, you can do what you want. 75 and above have to meet
'cause
all
se-
emission standards for that year.
75 was when they
Was when
introduced.
CARB started,
For that
like,
well,
years.
well,
even
no, well, 75 was when
MVSS started
well,
out
and
with
then
safety
also
bumpers and all that.
but also catalytic converters.
But also, like I
Right.
said, but also CARB regulations in California really started cracking down because they did have a legitimate smog problem.
They still do.
Not as bad as it
They
used to
didn't
be.
fix anything.
It's not as bad as it
It's
used
the
to be.
worst in the country.
It'd be way worse if they didn't have CARB.
It's
and that's coming
There-
from people that love cutting cats off of cars and.
yeah, but I don't.
Yeah, like I said,
it's
but I
just
mean,
counterproductive. I think it's
but so for that reason. But like I said, you can take, and even Edelbrock was doing this for a while. Like Edelbrock had their E-Rod program that was going on. It was basically a fully emissions compliant, small block Chevy based stuff, but it was all fuel injected and everything else, and it was an actual CARB compliant thing. So if you had a 75, 77 Camaro, Corvette, Monte Carlo, or anything like that, you would have a hard time smogging that car
With stock equipment,
even with stock equipment, if you started doing modifications. But because Edelbrock actually went through and got CARB certification for their E-Rod kit,
I got you.
like you could go to Edelbrock,
money. Oh, make
buy
power.
that kit, and literally drop it right into your classic
That's
car,
what I was going to ask. If you,
make more power, more
fuel-
drivability,
yeah, more fuel efficient,
more fuel efficient, the whole 9
and
yards,
actually pass.
and it would be
smog.
completely smog legal.
Yeah.
Like,
So you'd gain 50 horsepower. You'd gain probably 10 miles per gallon, depending on the vehicle, and then be able to actually pass emissions.
so do you have to take all the emissions from the newer motor? Like if you took a Coyote and put it in a Fox body, would you have to put the converters and all the
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
yeah.
The whole
Te-
emissions system, as it came from the factory, needs to be
Yeah,
retained. That sucks.
technically.
That's only in some states, though. Obviously.
That's only in like California.
California
Well,
and states that are
states that-
adopting
yeah.
CARB regulations.
At this point, we want to say, if you're doing that in any place in the country, yes, you want to convert everything over because it is federally legal for illegal for you to take any of your catalytic converters or emissions systems off of your vehicle. So please make sure they are on that, especially if you're in those states that have state emissions tests and all that.
Pints and Pistons does not condone
We do not.
any federal emissions tampering.
It's also
Yes.
illegal to take other people's converters off their
Yes, don't do that either.
Yeah, that's called theft. Oh, did you guys see the one video in broad daylight where someone tried to cut the catalytic converters off their truck, so they came out and blasted them with paintball guns?
No, but that'd be awesome.
It was amazing. It was awesome.
There's really, yeah. I remember when they used to steal the spare tires off their trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And
They're like a
tailgates.
full-size spare.
And
spare,
tailgates,
They would
and-
steal 4 of them. They have a whole set of.
And tailgates off of trucks.
Bro, we had one come in the shop that it was a new like mid-sized SUV. And they came
The
in.
more
you know.
And a shooting star.
And so they come in and it's like really loud. They're like, something's wrong with my exhaust. So we pull it in, we put it up on the lift,
There is no exhaust.
and they cut like the whole bottom of the exhaust off, right?
Oh, I know this one.
They stole the whole like exhaust system from the bottom of the car, and we're laughing really, really hard at this because it was obviously somebody who thought they were stealing a catalytic converter. But
They
you
took
know what?
the resonator
They stole a resonator.
and left the cats.
Phantom works. Remember
The
that?
cat is up on inside the exhaust manifold on those cars. It's built into the exhaust manifold.
So
you
you-
can't steal those without a set of
That's
without a
funny.
good
So
set
you
of
remember,
ratchets.
you remember the
and-
show Phantom Works?
Yep. Up in Canada.
No,
No,
Virginia.
no.
Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia.
So anyway, no, they had a thing where the girl that works in the office had her exhaust cut up because the thieves were going after the catalytic converter, and he's like, "Well, I've got good news and bad news. Bad news is, yes, you do have to replace parts of your exhaust.
Yeah.
The good news is, they didn't get the cats; they got the resonator." But they even had shop video of the car sitting right outside the building with the surveillance cameras and everything. See him crawl under, saws off, rack. They were done in
Yeah.
like
They
less
don't
than a
care.
minute. They didn't get the cat.
They got the resonator.
Got the resonator.
Remember when I took the resonator off the Focus? Remember the size of that fucking thing?
Uh-huh.
So everything done to my Focus is actually carb compliant because
Same with mine.
I want to ride
So-
one sometime. I've never been on one of those.
the mount
fast.
the
It's-
mountain
that thing is
stuff,
actually, it's legitimately a little ripper. It's fantastic.
all my tuning stuff, all my parts, my power parts and all that are from Mountain. Mountain started over in the UK and all that because this is where most of these performance Focuses
came
from.
Right.
They're US. They're based out of California for the US and that. So for their kits, it's always been carb compliant.
Gotcha. Cool.
But my kit, like they don't sell my kit anymore. Like the most kit that you can get now is the MR275. Mine's the MR300 kit, which was this is why I bought the car because that entire kit was 10 grand.
Holy shit.
It is. I am a full bolt-on. It's
I want to
everything.
Take me for a ride sometime.
But with the tune and all of that,
His car is
So-
basically, it's run out of turbo. It's run out of back
Yeah,
housing. It
so
doesn't have enough
I'm-
back housing to support everything else that's
I'm
going on.
at the max safe point for my turbo. I'm hitting 22.5 pounds of boost. I can hit 23.5, but at that point, you're 22.5 is the max efficiency, but also safe point. And I'm okay with that. But
Because anything more than that at low RPMs, and Uncle Rodney's not happy.
Yeah.
Uncle Rodney's going to be starting knocking on the
because
side of the
also
block.
the size of my turbo is like this big. It's super small.
It's more like that.
Yeah.
It's tiny.
So, but it's one of those that I hit full boost
Quickly.
at $3 grand.
Yeah.
At $3 grand, my it is.
And
it-
by
it's-
5,500, it's
done.
done.
So even though I redline at $8 grand, I shift if I'm doing an actual run $6 grand shift. Even though I have $2 grand there, at that point you will literally watch the boost gauge go from 22.5 drop
12.
down 14.
Really?
And yep. So
And
I
that's-
will go from 300 and something front wheel like to the wheels power to 100. It's gone.
And that's
It's
just
gone.
because at that point the back housing becomes so restrictive and so much back pressure. In addition to the head-of-fold design, but it's mainly that small ass back housing. It's just gotten to the point where no more exhaust can flow through that back housing.
I have no. I'm gonna
And
show
the
my
two-
age here
the-
a little bit. The only turbo I ever had was one of those Mercor XR4 Ti.
Oh!
Those are awesome.
I
though.
love that car. But I
Our
think it
buddy
only
Nick
made,
had
like,
one,
it
and
made,
I
like,
loved that car. I loved it
That
so
thing
much.
was
Didn't
a
it make,
total
like-
nugget, but it was so much fun.
it was
God,
so
much
rowdy.
fun. Oh my god,
Yeah.
it was so
It
rowdy.
only made like 5 or 7 pounds of boost or something, right?
Well,
like,
stock.
This stuff
Stock.
is like insane. Compared
Okay,
Yeah,
to
well,
so
that-
the one that Nick had made like 30. It made 30.
it was pretty.
But I
quick.
mean,
You
like
know,
even
that
like
was
even
pretty
SVOs,
cool.
like my buddy had an
Nobody knew what it
SVO.
was.
Like my buddy
Oh, yeah,
had an SVO, and we
Well,
could
it
take
was-
that
it was
thing
a
from
C-
8 pounds of boost to like 15 pounds of boost. And
Oh,
it was an
really?
animal.
Well,
Wow,
yeah,
that
and
was, yeah.
same motor. And but the thing
Yeah,
was
pretty
is that Mercury that was a Sierra. That was
That was
a
a-
Ford
that was a
Sierra.
Ford Sierra
That's
from
exactly
Europe.
what that was. And oh my god, I love those cars. That is,
It
and
was black with the.
yep.
yeah.
Oh, and
It's just sad that it wasn't a Cosworth.
I know, but it,
Yeah,
We never got the
it
Cosworth.
has
and
a
it-
smaller.
No,
The
no,
Cosy-
no,
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 it's a 2
same.
liter.
No, the
Same-
Kazi was a 2-liter.
Yeah,
It's a 2 liter.
instead
Yeah.
of a
I
2.3.
know where one of those engines is.
Yeah.
I don't even have anything to put it in, but I still want the engine.
Yeah,
But
they're
A Ranger.
a 86 an
Pretty cool.
86 Kazi in light regatta blue is one of my dream cars. That is I can do bad things.
They did a
with that.
metallic. They did a metallic kind of a berry color one back in the day too. And
Yep.
I've seen one of those with the gray interior and gold BBS meshes on it. I was like, oh, that was the jam.
Oh, and they sound so good.
Yes.
They sound so
But no, like when the EcoBoost Mustangs first came out, I drove one of those, and that was the one thing that caught me off guard was I hammered on it, and it was like, bah, cool, 5,300.
No.
What the hell happened?
good. Yep. No, and
Where did all the
that's
power
seriously
go?
the thing. It's because of the size of the turbo on it. A big turbo kit for my car is literally putting on like I think a stock turbo from Dan's car.
Yeah.
Like it's
And like the Maverick guy, there was a guy that took a Maverick, and he ended up taking the turbo off of a Lincoln Corsair.
yeah, it was a
Oh,
Corsair.
you're talking about a new Maverick.
Yeah,
and,
didn't-
and a little bit of tuning. He got that thing into the 12s.
So yeah, you take the new Maverick. You take it. So it's the same motor in the Corsair, but the turbo housing is a little bit different. It's a little bit bigger. You take that turbo and it mounts up perfectly to the Maverick's mounting spots and everything like that. You gotta do a tiny little bit of work, but not as much as other ones were. But you do that, you get the bigger backside of the housing, and it just even doing that, he went from what like a 13.5 to a 12.
He went
like
down.
a
He went down. I think he
12.7.
went like a 12.7.
They're running 13.5 stock.
Well, he had full bolt-ons
Oh, I
because
was gonna say,
basically,
that's pretty fast.
if you get the 2 liter turbo is the exact same motor that I have, and so basically you do exactly what you would do to
But
an
with an
ST
automatic.
Yeah, ST foot. Well, no, you can get them with the manual.
But like I said, this guy went.
But it's hard to find.
Like I said, he was
Twelves
mid
is
he was
fast.
mid to low 13s with full bolt-ons, and then he did the Corsair turbo swap and got the thing down
Yep.
to 12.7, 12.8 or something like that.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those Corsairs are no joke. Mom
No,
has a
I was gonna say
Corsair.
your mom's goes
And-
pretty good.
Them little things are rippers, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I know what it is.
It's a fancy Ford Escape.
Yes.
Basically,
It's a Ford
Ah.
Escape that's been fancied up and been
To
polished, and it's got all
Really,
the fancy
really
stuff.
nice
The
interior.
insides are
It's
super nice.
super
on 'em.
comfy.
think Chevrolet Cavalier, Cadillac Cimarron.
Ah,
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
the same thing? Just okay, but
Yeah.
under what brand?
Lincoln.
Ford and Lincoln.
Lincoln. The Lincoln Corsair.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
they got the bigger engine in the Lincoln Corsair versus the Ford Escape.
They
the
got
Ford
the
Escape
2.3
had the
instead of-
2 liter. The Lincoln Corsair got the 2.3.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's
Hey, do you think putting bigger fuel rails on my car would add any kind of performance to it?
you're just basically full bolt-ons, right?
Well,
Well, anyway,
everything
hey,
but
we
headers.
need to
I
end
don't
this
wanna-
because it's
Yeah, we need to wrap
9:20.
this up.
Yeah, we don't have an auction car, so we're skipping that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful evening,
Yes.
and we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully,
also look at our website, pintsandpistons.net. Look at our TikTok, Pints and Pistons Official on there.
Check
Look at
us
our
out on Facebook.
Facebook,
We-
Pints and Pistons Official on there.
we need to start doing some Instagram shit again.
Oh, I don't even know how to work Instagram.
I've only done it off the computer.
It's one of those. Hey, we're finally able to get paid off of all those other ones. We're just sticking with that right now.
Yeah.
We're sticking with that
anyways,
right now.
Good
Bye,
night,
guys.
everybody.